she is really kind of helpful, okay, in the family. And her boss treated him not just like a man, but also part of the family members, right? And when she does the charity jobs, and she knows that there are more people poorer than her, and they know that, okay, a lot of people, okay, who are living a tough life, right? Okay, and she finally realized that, okay, what is poor? Poor comes from a poor mind, and she's not like lonely anymore, right? Okay, and she treats me just like a part of her family members, and I'm very thankful to this. And because she is also part of my family members, and I'm so honored that I can have her, okay, working with us, right? And she takes care of the entire family, right? So you feel very touched, right? Because she is really blessed there, okay? And she not a matter, sits together, eating together. This is wonderful. And this is the footprint in 2021. And this is not long ago. And, we know that the COVID-19 in Malaysia is really, a big problem there. And so many people got infected there. And at that time, okay, this is really critical. And Tzu-Chi really helped a lot, right? Okay. And let's take a look at the news clips, right? And they are urgent. This is very urgent for them because it is difficult for them to buy the medical supplies, right? So I think they need Tzu help, and we just purchase what they need for them. Exactly. Okay. Of all the entrepreneurs, right? He really showed us a greater responsibility, and this is Chen Shunfu. And at the same time, then we can also take a look at what he usually does as well in Malaysia. And you take a look at this is the image in a school. And Chen Shunfu just promotes recycling there in a school, right? And facing different climate conditions, and I hope students can really carefully, consider how to protect our Earth because it has been damaged badly. That's right. We are living on Earth, and so we are, responsible for all the actions we take in order to protect our Earth. And take a look at one more clip, right? This is the news in 2018, which is 4 years ago. And this is Chen Shunfu's entire family celebrating his mom's birthday. And I guess that his mom this year is 84 years old, right? Okay. And during his, celebration to his mother's like a birthday party, he just wants to, give the best regards to all the mothers on earth in the world, right? And let's take a look at what they have sent to his mom. Well, my mom enjoys doing recycling jobs, and he goes to the recycling station really frequently. She goes there every like a like a 2 weeks, right? And she promotes really hard on vegetarianism. And today, her birthday party, we are all in vegetarian. Okay, so she also hopes that the people can reduce using more plastic, and this is wonderful, right? And Sun Fu is not only a good boss, but also a good son. And he promotes really hard the recycling, and he knows that we only have one earth, right? And he wants everybody to be safe, right? And today we are going to listen to his sharing. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, I like to be with you because you've got a positive energy. And now we are in Malaysia. Shunfu and Lijuan, how are you today? Venerable Master Zheng Yan and all the masters from Jin's abode. And I am Shunfu from Malaysia. And I've always thought that Malaysia is a blessed land because, we never had any disasters. And as a Tzu-Chi volunteer, and I learned that Malaysia actually has a lot of disasters, right? For example, in 2014, we had a really good a flood in Malaysia, and it happened in my hometown, Kuala Lumpur, and it was a major flood within 100 years, right? And the flood water just came over to my home, and I became the refugee after I just did a relief job. And you know that, okay, the water just came over to not only my home, but also my family, and all the furnitures and all the materials were just within the water. But I'm very grateful to my business partners, and they are also Tzu-Chi volunteers. And they just say to me that, okay, we've been working hard these years, but we are still young and we can still work more for the money. And they are my business partners, and they are all Tzu-Chi volunteers, right? And they say that, okay, I can just continue working on the relief jobs, and I don't have to worry about anything in the company. So at that period of time, I never stepped into my company, and I served as a full-time volunteer at that time. I'm so grateful to everybody. And when the disaster areas needed me badly, and unfortunately I had my operation, okay, on my leg, so I say I'm so sorry. So what I could do that time was that I would just shout it there, and just give some oral help there. And but I just thought that I could do more. Okay. And so I stepped myself into the water, and really I forgot that I just had an operation. So you see the picture there, because I also need, someone that help me. All right. So as Mr. Zheng Yan says that I have to just take care of my own health so I can help more people. Right. Okay. So health is so important. And this is what we do in Tzu-Chi, Malaysia. All right. And in a Tai Ziyuan, which was a heavy destroyed area there. And what we did, okay, there are number one, okay, we get a warm food, and number two, we had relief centers for people who are injured or who are hurt there. And we also, give a relief aid, okay, after the disaster that day, okay. And we just gave such a warm-hearted help, okay, within our a group which was really tiny. But we didn't have, although we didn't have many people, we did our best, and we gave the necessary aids to everybody in there. And it really touched all the volunteers in Malaysia, and everybody just came over and offered their help and did whatever they could to, all the refugees. Okay. And we don't even know them. And let me tell you what, okay, we also had our donating members who also came over and helped us. And Tzu-Chi is always a, was always is always an organization, okay, 24 hours a day. And you see in this picture, we send out the food until 12 midnight. So Tzu-Chi is a 7-11 beginning, okay, at the sunset, and ends when the sun goes down. And everybody just develop his function just like a firefly that leads the world. Okay. And we hope that our lights can just shine everyone's hearts, right? And Tzu-Chi volunteers in Malaysia, had a very, very special Christmas, okay, that year. And we had over 3,000 volunteers gathering there, doing the cleaning job for the disastrous areas. And we collected everybody's love all over Malaysia. And we also had so many volunteers, okay, 3,000 on the 25th and the 26th, we had another 3,000 gathering, and we did the cleaning job, and we did our best, and we just do our best, and everybody was so important, and we did those, okay, and we asked nothing in return because we felt very, very happy doing such things for people, and we were really joyous here, okay. And also in the disastrous areas, we also had a lot of heroes that came out to help, and we don't know their name, we don't even know their name, and they just did what they could. For example, they offered their own cars or trucks, right, and they help a lot to us, right. So we are really, really thankful and grateful to those heroes we don't even know. And this is the disaster areas in this film. Then you will see, this is a very, very messy place, right? And this is a garbage mountain there. And in January 1st, 2022, which was a New Year's Day. And do you know how we celebrate New Year's Day? Okay, we gather together and we just greeted one another. Okay, and we greeted our country, and we greeted every volunteers, and we had over 800 like volunteers, and we gathered together and sent the subsidies to people who need our money, and we send 3,000 like households the money that they may need. All right, and in Malaysia, and we really have a big problem, and that is okay, racial problems, and one is religion, like a religious problem. Okay, and when we wanted to give out our love, and some people may doubt that why did we want to do that, and who we are and what we are doing there, and all the WH questions were something that they don't trust us. They are the factors they don't trust us, right? But Master Zheng Yan teaches us that we need to just balance everything with our love, right? And we can mitigate the hatred through also love, right? Okay, so on the first day, they didn't believe us. On the second day, they didn't believe us. But finally, they saw Tzu-Chi volunteer gave their best love. Okay, therefore, they began trust us, right? And we also said, okay, we also said to them that our purpose was not to want something, we just want to help them. And finally, they received it and they accepted our love. And this is what he shared after, okay, they received our help. And one volunteer there, and he sat, in his car, and he said thank you to us, right? And I also saw his mom cried because he was so touched, and so did his mother. And they thought that okay, they came over okay to us and they can really get something. But finally, okay, they came over to exactly Tzu-Chi volunteers, right? And finally, they were relieved and they were so touched, right? Okay, and therefore in their eyes, okay, they saw us in blue and white uniform, and this is the mark, okay, which really touched them, and they just want us, okay, to always remember this. And I say no problem, and the mother and the son felt so touched, and finally they even knelt down, and I was shocked, okay, and so I also knelt down because I never thought that I could just take such kind of major blessings from the mother and the son, okay. And they say you are such great volunteers, right? And today I am here not only to receive your aid, but I wanted to show how grateful we are to you, right? So you are in the blue and the white uniform, so this is really, really majestic. And at that time, I felt I was so honored, and I'm very proud now that I'm a Tzu-Chi volunteer. This is what I feel, Master Zheng. I'm so grateful to you, and I also want to say thank you to all the Tzu-Chi volunteers in Taiwan, in Malaysia, and because we all listen to Master Zheng Yan's preach, and we pay for love on every road of the earth. Thank you very much. This is great. Okay, so thank you very much, Shunfu and Lijuan. And do you feel very touched after listening to the sharing? And today, I wanted him to talk more about how they just give out the relief aid during the flood. However, okay, they share more really about what the Master Zheng teaches them. Okay, well, I really feel so appreciated that he just tells us like how Tzu Chi volunteer in Malaysia just help out at the relief aid, right? He not only just tell stories about what they do, and he never wanted to just focus on his personal efforts, right? And he is really a good entrepreneur according to what they share. And you see their attitude here today, and you see their smile here, and you will know that the story really just passed by really quickly after they have done something, right? But actually, if maybe they think they didn't do a lot, but was really helpful to people who needed their help, right? Okay, so we have to really do whatever is right, and this is really where our power is from, right? Okay, so he also has like a good friend. I mean, he's like a good partners, business partners in his company. Therefore, he can be really, relieved to do whatever he wants. And that is a relief aid, right? Okay. And I'm so happy to hear their sharings, right? Okay. I think I didn't listen enough to their stories, right? Okay. And they are really a good couple, and they are working on the Bodhisattva path, right? And they are doing very well in Malaysia. Thank you so much. Okay, this is wonderful to have you here, and let's give them a big hand, please, right? Thank you so much. And Mr. Zheng Yan says that, if she could go abroad, and the first stop must be Malaysia, all right? And Mr. Zheng Yan is really honored to have disciples from Malaysia, right? Well, and let's see, okay? On the messages, we have a message, from Xinzhuang, from Zhou Yumei, and we also have a Yuting from Kaohsiung, and she says that this is a lovely Wednesday, and I really want to listen to a song like a guest in the class, right? Oh yes, and we will.